Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. I'm Sarah and I'm so grateful to you for practicing with me today. We're going to be using some light weights today to generate some strength in our practice and do some movements that everyday yoga practices often don't incorporate, like pulling movements or movements that target the biceps or movements that target the gluteal muscles. So it's going to be a well-rounded, balanced flow. Thanks for joining me. You do need 3-pound weights or 2-pound weights, or even 1-pound weights if you're really just starting out. If you don't have weights, that's okay. You can replicate the movements just using your hand with a light fist, or you can use something like a can or a water bottle, whatever you have handy. So let's get started. See you on the mat, and let's get strong. So we're going to have the weights handy and place the weights alongside the outer edges of the mat, and then take your time to come down onto your back. So when you find yourself onto your back, let your palms face up, let your knees knock in for a moment, and close your eyes, letting your spine unwind and align your focus into the present moment by noticing the flow of your breath. Noticing the flow of the breath in and out. Let everything else outside the space of this practice fall away. Give yourself permission to be fully here, to be present in this practice, and inviting compassion for wherever you're at in this practice, and always trusting you can back off if you need to at any point. You are your own best inner guide. So let's start to take the feet a little wider and take a few windshield wipers. Just wake up and wring out your hips a little bit. Good. And then bring the knees back to center. Bring your feet hip width distance apart. So reach around, find your weights. Take your weights very lightly in your hands so that we're not gripping the weights really firmly. There's a light grip, but tight enough that you're not going to drop the weight. And then when we move through these sequences, we want the elbow joints to always be a little bit micro bent so they don't hyperextend. Great, so let's go ahead and stretch the arms overhead, holding the weights. And as you bring the weights overhead, we're hovering the backs of the hands off the floor. That's going to be the inhale. Then exhale, bring the weights down alongside the body. And we'll do that a couple times just to wake up. Inhale, drift the weights overhead, feeling a little more back curve. And then exhale, bring the weights down alongside the body, moving the weights at the same pace. And inhale, drifting up and overhead. And exhale, bringing the weights down alongside the body. Next time you inhale to bring the weights overhead, stretching the weights overhead, let the backs of the hands rest, still holding the weights. Root through the feet, lift up the hips and pelvis, coming into that bridge. So we're finding the hip points lifting, lengthening your tailbone forward. Inhale, exhale, start to lower down and open the arms out into cactus, still holding the weights. Nice broad chest from elbow to elbow until the lower back rests. Then from here, flip the weights up so that your knuckles face the ceiling and the weights are right over the elbows. Then press up with the weight and then lower down, hovering the elbows. Exhale, press up. Inhale, open. Elbows hover. Inhale, open. Exhale, press up. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, up. Inhale, open. Exhale, up. Now bring your knuckles to face the ceiling. Squeeze the weights in. Squeeze the weights in so the wrists face each other. Then start to stretch the arms overhead as you inhale. As you exhale, press the weights forward right between your knees. Lift your head and take that sit up. And we'll do that a few times. Inhale overhead. And then exhale, lift up. Waking up your core. Inhale overhead. Exhale. Good. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Press up. Inhale. And exhale. Press up. Let your head fall back. Then slowly open your arms out. Opening your arms out. Let your knees open. Soles of feet come together as you inhale. As you exhale, squeeze your knees in and your inner wrists in till the weights touch and your knees touch. And then inhale, knees sweep open, arms open out. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, open. Light, remember, light elbows. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, open. And exhale, squeeze in. Good, one more time. Inhale, open. And exhale, squeeze in. Good, and then slowly lift the weights up again. Press the weights right in between your legs. And then release the weights down alongside the body. And then let your head fall back. Hug your knees in. Give a squeeze. Open your arms out to a big T. Fan your fingers wide. Flex your feet. Zip your feet together. Let your knees go to the right. Stretching out a little bit through that left bicep side seam. And then bring your belly back to center. Let your knees go over to the left. Good. And back to center and over to the right. And back to center and over to the left. And back to center. Curl your knees in as much as you can. Extend your legs straight up toward the ceiling. And then cross either ankle and rock right up to sit. And we'll meet up in a seated position. Now from this seated position, take your weights and scooch back. Extend your legs out straight. We're going to have the weights right alongside your hips and sit up really tall. Start with bringing your left heel in toward the sitting bone and give a press. Take the weights a little bit back behind your hips. Flex your right foot. The elbows will be soft. Hover your right heel and then lower it down. Hover and then lower. Hover 8, lower. Hover 7, good. 6, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great way to strengthen your hip. Now reach your weights forward. Keep pressing through that left foot. Squeeze the weights in together. And then open that left knee. Bring the left foot right into the inner thigh and open the weights out really slowly. Cactus arm. Press the weights up. On the inhale, exhale, slowly reach the weights forward and bring your forehead toward the shin. Good. Breathing there. Inhale, back ribs. Exhale, drop the tail. Start to lift the weights up so that your fingernails are facing each other. Come up to sit really tall. And then open your arms out and bring the arms in. Soft elbows. Open and in. Sit up tall, open and in. And again, open and in. Nice work. Now step your left foot on the ground. Extend your left leg out straight. Take the weights again back behind you lightly. Step your right foot on the ground. So we're taking this exercise to strengthen that left hip. You lift the heel up, sit up tall, lower the heel. Lift, 9, lower. Lift, 8, lower. Lift, 7, lower. Lift, 6, lower. Lift, 5, lower. Lift, 4, lower. Lift, 3, lower. Lift, 2, lower. Lift, 1, lower. And then reach the weights forward and up. And then open that right knee, cactus arm. Let the arms come down alongside the body. Then press the weights up on the inhale. Exhale, fold, let them release alongside the outside edge of that foot. And fold forehead toward the left shin. Breathing through that right side body. And reach the weights forward. Fingernails face each other. And we're opening. Soft elbows, close. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left foot flexed. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now reach up. Round part of the weight touch. Cactus arms. Let the weights come down. Release the weights alongside your mat. Right knee in. Press through the right foot. Extend your right leg out straight. Reach for your toes, take a forward fold. And then sit up tall, cross either ankle on top and roll over your knees, coming into a tabletop position. So have your weights in your hands, lightly holding the weights. There's a nice straight line from the outer hand to the wrist. Lift the back of the head, gather the belly. Good. And then extend your right heel straight back. Lift that left elbow up, right up alongside the rib. Extend, and then lower. Extend, and then to a right angle. Extend, right angle. Extend, right angle. Keep rolling that right hip down. Extend, working in the tricep. Extend, good. Extend, and one more time. Extend, and lower. Back to tabletop. Now go ahead and extend your left heel straight out. Left hip rolls down. We're lifting that right elbow right in alignment with the rib cage. And then extend, and then right angle. Extend, right angle. Keep hugging that right elbow in toward the midline. And see what range of motion's there as you work through this. You really have to lift and engage your lower belly. Good, 2 more. And last one. And release. Release that left knee down. Stand up on your knees. And then we're gonna lift up, tuck your toes, and then lower down. And you could just do that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale and exhale. You lift a little higher than the shoulder joint. Inhale and exhale. Then we're going to layer on. Inhale. When you exhale, come in and open and down. Then up and in. You could sit down toward your heels if that's available. Open, down, up, in, and sit down. Open, good. Lift, sit, open up, down, up, sit, good. Just follow that sequence of my movement in and out a few times. So it's kind of waking up the butt, the spine, all the muscles in the arms. Whoop. Up and down. In and down. Up. Open, down. Good. Now bicep toward the chest and lower. And up and lower. So as you're lowering, you're using that same mindful, God, the kids thumping, that same mindful movement as you lower, working that inner bicep, and then toward the outer shoulder. Good. Belly in. Nice. Good. Couple more. And then the next time you bring the weights up, open your elbows, press your weights up on the inhale, look up. Exhale, let them slowly come down. Then we'll return into tabletop position. Take the weights aside so we can use them later. Tuck your toes, send your hips toward the heels. Then lift your knees and come on up into downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. And then bend your knees. It's a little bit of a crouching downward dog, finding the length right up through the sitting bones. Stretching the sitting bones high. Stretch your right heel high for 3-legged dog. Keep drawing that left thigh back. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Step your right foot through right between the hands. Right knee is over the heel. Now take the weights in your hands, treating them like blocks, like yoga blocks. Lift the left inner thigh up, look forward. So we're going to start with the right hand taking that right weight. And then you're lightly gripping that right weight and pulling the weight up toward the shoulder joint and then up into a twist. Inhale, exhale, slowly release down, back through that same pathway. And again, inhale, pull up, left hip drops, look up, exhale, release it down. Keep that left elbow soft. Inhale, open, looking up, exhale, releasing down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Now spin your left heel down, take the weights with you as you cartwheel up into warrior 2, holding the weights. Nice and strong. Press the weights away. Draw your ribs in. Straighten that front leg, bring the weights in to touch lightly, then bend and open back to warrior two. Straighten, light touch. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, straighten, light touch. Exhale, back to warrior two. Now slowly cartwheel that left weight up and overhead. Release the weights to frame that front foot. Swing the back heel over the toes. Take the weights aside and step back into plank pose. Find that strong plank with the belly lifting up. Spread through the chest. And then bring your knees almost all the way down. Sweep the hips back up. Downward dog. Find the length of your lower back. And then stretch your left heel high for three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your left foot through right between the hands. Then we'll do that same thing that we did on the other side. If you feel more stable just having your right hand on the ground instead of on the weight, that's also a possibility. Take the left weight. Start to pull that left weight up toward the shoulder joint. Then into that twist, press the weight up. Inhale, exhale, bring it down right through that same pathway. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, slowly lowering it down. Your gaze can follow the weight. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, good. One more, inhale, pressing up. Exhale. Let's throw in one more extra. Inhale, and exhale, release it down. Then spin that right heel down, taking the weights in the hands, slowly cartwheel on up. Find that warrior two. Straighten that left leg, bring the weights in lightly to touch, and drop down. Good. Warrior two. And then straighten, squeeze the weights in, arms are straight, look between the weights, then bend. Good. Inhale, bring the weights in. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Now cartwheel that right weight up and overhead. Slowly release the weights to frame the front foot. Swing the right heel over the toes. Place the weights aside. Step into plank. Bring your knees down. Take your feet flat. Let your hips sink. Engage your gluteals. Take this back bend. On your inhale, fill the belly with the breath. On the exhale, send the hips toward the heels, coming into child's pose. And press the ground away. Good. Inhale through your nose and exhale, let it out. Look between your hands, sneak your body forward, come down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, reach your arms straight back, thumbs down, one locust pose. Stretch your fingers and toes toward the back wall. And inhale, spread the chest, look forward. Exhale, palms under elbows, come on up into tabletop position. From tabletop, walk your knees forward, swing your ankles underneath. Come on to sit. Bring your soles of feet together, let your knees splay open. Take the weights in your hands. Now press the weights up toward the ceiling. Good. Reach up, reach up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, cactus to the right. Inhale, press up. Exhale, cactus to the left. Elbows in alignment with the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus to the right. Inhale, press up. Exhale, cactus to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus to the right. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, cactus to the left. Now inhale up. Exhale, reach them forward. The round part of the weight is touching. Then release the weight slightly down. Bring the heels a little closer. Wrap your fingertips in front of your toes. Lift up, look up, and then fold and round. Good. Breathing there. And then come on up. Bring your knees together. Bring your feet on the ground. Take your fingertips back behind you. Your fingertips pointing toward your heels. Spread your fingers and lift up into reverse tabletop. Looking up toward the ceiling. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Sitting bones almost touch all the way down. And then inhale, lift up. Engage your gluteals. Exhale, let the sitting bones melt down. Inhale, lift up, knees hug in. Exhale, lower down. Take your feet mat width, windshield wiper. Wring out the lower back. Wring out the outer hips. Good. And then walk your hands toward your lower back. Windshield wiper the knees to the right. Walk your hands around onto your mat. Look over your right shoulder. Good. Take a moment to pause. Let's stretch out through that left arm if you can. So we're going to take the right forearm to the ground with the middle finger in alignment with the elbow. And then you're going to thread that left arm underneath. It's not going to come all the way down. Look at your open left hand and then just kind of drag the back of that left hand into the ground as you breathe. And you may be able to look toward that left foot and breathe through the left shoulder. Inhale and then exhale, slowly unwind. Come back up. Windshield wiper all the way to the left. Walk around. Right rib wraps toward left rib, sitting up tall. This might be where you stay. Or we're going to start to come down to that left forearm. The middle finger is right in alignment with the elbow. Then you thread that right arm right underneath. And really the purpose, other than a kind of a deep twist, grounding that left palm into the floor, and then dragging the back of your right hand toward the shoulder to stretch out under the shoulder as you look to the left. Good. And inhale and exhale. Empty the belly out. Pressing through that left palm, slowly unwind. We're going to come back to center. Extend your legs out straight. Take the weights alongside where you can reach them if you need to. And then come down onto your back. You're going to come all the way down onto the back again. Wag your toes. Good. Take the weights in your hands. And then step 1 foot at a time onto the floor so the feet are on the floor mat width distance. Take the weights and rest them right on tops of the thigh bones. And then press through your feet, lift up the hips, squeeze the gluteals on the inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, squeeze. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, squeeze. Exhale, lower down. And inhale up. And exhale down. Release the weights alongside the body. Give yourself a squeeze. Full happy baby. Elbows on insides of knees, hands reaching for the outside ankles or feet. Soles of feet facing the sky. Good. Trace a line from crown to tail. Good. Then release your feet onto the ground. Extend one leg out, extend the other leg out. And then take your weights, rest your weights just lightly on your belly to ground you. If that doesn't feel good for you, you could take them and just leave them aside and rest your hands on your belly. But if it feels okay to rest those weights for a couple breaths, and breathe into the belly and feeling the rising and falling of the belly. Let the floor support you. Inhale, we invite anything we want to invite. Gratitude, contentment, strength. And exhale, letting go of anything you want to release out. Stress, fear, tension. Wiggling your toes. Place the weights aside. Draw your knees in and roll to either side that feels natural for a moment to rest the head on the crook of the arm. And then take your time to slowly press on up. And we'll meet in an upright seat, finding an upright cross-legged seat. Reach your arms out, and rotate backs of hands down, backs of hands up a couple times. Backs of hands face down, backs of hands up. Let's rotate a couple times through that. Good. And then interlace your hands behind your head, open your elbows, look up, inhale, and then exhale. Bring your hands to rest right on your knees today. Feel the lightness of the shoulders, the strength of the spine. And I'm wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Thanks for practicing. I really appreciate it. And thank you for subscribing, sharing, spreading the word about my channel. And I'm really enjoying offering all these free practices for you. And I'll see you next time. Take care.